Good morning. We'll start session 3 on chapter comparing quantities. So before we start with we already started with an exercise and few first 5 sums we have done. For the remaining sums, I would like to tell you a few other information. VAT, sales tax and GST. Now VAT, when we talk about, it's given in the book, it is value added tax. Value added tax is something when you purchase some item, electronic goods or any item, you have to pay some tax towards it, right? This was the old system of tax. And as well as sales tax, we go to a shop, buy electronic equipments. On the electronic equipment, for example, the cost of the TV is 15,000. We pay around 5% sales tax on a TV or any electronic goods. So that is a tax what we are paying. VAT, and now we talk about this, it is the old system of the tax. Now, presently, the new system is GST. You all might have heard about this. GST stands for Goods and Service Tax. This is the new system. GST, there are again two modes we have in this. SGST and CGST. SGST is the state GST and CGST is the central GST. That is the tax or the GST or the amount what we are paying towards the state, the amount which goes to the state for development. This is the amount which goes to the central, right, for the development. For example, you buy anything, for example, refrigerator, washing machine, mobile, any item you buy, if you see the bill, the bifurcation of the bill will have the clear picture about SGST and CGST. You actually end up paying some more amount only. Now, for example, but when you go to a shop and ask what is the cost of the TV, the shopkeeper will tell you it costs 15,000. That 15,000 is all inclusive of SGST and CGST, right? And they are supposed to tell you inclusive amount. But in the bill bifurcation, you will see that the TV cost is exactly around 12,000. Then the remaining amount bifurcation will come in terms of SGST and CGST. Together it came up to 15,000. But what is the price? What did the shopkeeper tell you? 15,000 only. That is the way how they actually tell you the price. Nobody will exclude SGST and CGST and tell you. Any equipments you buy, recently if you have bought something, please look into the bill. You will have the clear bifurcation given about SGST and CGST. But that we are not following in this because in the book we are still under VAT. So we'll still follow the VAT system only in the textbook point of view. So let's start with the sums quickly. Sixth one. During a sale, a shop offered a discount of 10% on marked prices of all the items. What would a customer have to pay for a pair of jeans marked at 1450 and two shirts marked at 850 each? Two set what we have here. So first of all we'll mark discount on overall. So first one we will consider marked price is written by MD. Marked price of jeans is how much? Rupees 1450. Discount is equal to 10%. Now, discount is given as 10%. What finally we have to find? Discount off on the jeans, right? Therefore, discount amount. Discount is equal to 10% of 1450. So this is 10 by 100 into 1450. I want to know 10% of 1450 is how much? That means what amount I have to pay to the shopkeeper. So 0, 0, 0 and 0. So this is rupees 145. Now, selling price of the jeans is marked price minus discount. Correct? Net selling price, sale price is marked price minus discount. What was the marked price? 1450. What was the discount? 145. So final selling price of the jeans is rupees 1305. This was for the jeans. Now the next is for the pair of shirt. He brought two pair of shirts. So second part you can do this one below the other. Marked price of two shirts. is equal to, one shirt is how much? 850. 2 into 850, that is equal to rupees 1700. Discount is how much on this also? On anything what you buy, it is 10% discount. Let us find the discount rate or discount amount. How much it would be? It would be 10% of 1700. I am doing it together for both the shirts. So this is 10 by 100 into 1700. Now sometimes the calculations are very simple. Orally we know this 10% is how much, right? But still we have to show in the calculation part here. So 2 zeros, 1 0 and 1 0. So discount is equal to rupees 170. So finally what is the selling price of two shirts? Selling price is mark price minus discount. Mark price is how much? 1700 minus 170. Selling price of two shirt is rupees 1530. Finally what have they asked? They have asked what would the customer have to pay totally, right? Total how much he paid to the shopkeeper? Amount paid to the shopkeeper. How much? Rupees 1305 plus rupees 1530. So total how much he is paying? He is paying 2835. Okay. Next one. 7th one. A milkman sold 2 of his buffaloes for rupees 20,000 each. Similar type of a sum what we had done for TV and VCR, but that we had bought it cost price. Here we are selling it. That means you have to calculate the cost price here. For 20,000 each, in one he made a gain of 5% and other he made a loss of 10%. Overall, find the loss or a gain. Loss or a gain is only found on basis of a cost price. So cost price has to be found out. Let us divide into two portions and write one buffalo selling and another buffalo selling. So let selling price of buffalo 1 be rupees 20,000. Okay. For that he incurred a gain of 5%. Similarly here, SP of buffalo 2 is rupees 20,000. For that he incurred a loss of 10%. So we have now selling price and gain. To calculate cost price, we have to calculate that with respect to let CP is equal to rupees 100. In terms of 100 we calculate. So gain I will write now. Gain is equal to 5 because with respect to 100 we are taking. So selling price will be what? Selling price will be 100 plus 5 is equal to rupees 105. Yes. Occurred again, that means selling price should be more than the cost price. Suppose if CP is 100, on that gain is 5%, then selling price would be rupees 105. If cost price is X and for the same gain selling price is 20,000. So how do you calculate cost price? Cost price is equal to 100 into 20,000 divided by 105. Keep that in fraction only. Let us divide. 5 2s are 10, 5 1s are 5. So 5 4s are 20, 3 zeros. Any further you can divide this. Further you cannot divide. I mean it's not divisible. Keep the answer as it is. CP1 is equal to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is 4 lakh by 21 rupees. Keep CP1 as it is. Let us calculate therefore CP2. Let same procedure. CP is equal to rupees 100. So gain, no, it is a loss here, right? Loss is equal to 10. So what will be selling price if it is 10 rupees loss? 100 minus 10. That will be rupees 90. Same here for CP, loss of 10%, then the selling price. If CP is 100, for 10% loss, selling price is 90. If CP you have to find out, and for the same loss, selling price is 20,000. Cross multiply. CP2 is equal to 20,000 into 100 divided by 90, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 9. So CP2 is equal to 2 lakh by 9. Keep this as it is, children. Why? Because we require this further in calculation. It will be very simple. I will drop this part. CP1 I will write here 4 lakh upon 21. Let us find total CP. That is CP1 plus CP2. What is CP1? 4 lakh by 21. What is CP2? 9 lakh. Sorry, 2 lakh by 9. CP1 is 4 lakh by 21. CP2 is 2 lakh by 9. LCM for 21 and 9. 3 sevens are, 3 threes are. 7 as it is, 3 ones are. 3 threes are 9. 7 nines are is 63. So 21 how much are 63 into 3. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 fours are 12, plus 9 sevens are 14. 12 lakh plus 14 lakh will give you 12 lakh plus 14 lakh will give you 26 lakh divided by 63. This is what? Total CP. What is total SP? 20,000 plus 20,000. So total SP is rupees 40,000. Okay. Now next part. Overall loss on this, what you have to find here is, of course, selling price is so much, cost price divided by this only. If you want, you can divide and check. Cost price is more than selling price here. So, therefore, it is a overall loss. Calculate the loss. Loss is equal to CP minus SP. We'll do it here, children. So CP is how much? L is equal to 26 divided by 63 upon 40,000. So into 63, what you have to do here, subtract with that. I'll give you a direct answer here. 80,000, what you get here, divided by 63. Multiply 40,000 into 63, subtract that with 26 lakh. So this is loss. In decimal, if I have to write here is rupees 1269.84. 1269.84 paisa is his total loss in this transaction what he has done. So initially what will happen here is, from here only if you start dividing and by 9, right, final calculation will be very difficult. Your only one calculation is the last calculation, or if you still find it difficult, do the calculation here only. then find it. So one step, either here or there, anywhere one the division process will take place. Then the sum will be easy. Don't do that from the beginning. It will be a very lengthy procedure. Next one. The price of the TV is 13,000. So TV price of TV is rupees 13,000. Sales tax is 12%. Amount we know they have to pay. So sales tax is 12%. Let us calculate what is the sales tax amount. Sales tax on TV is equal to 12% of 13,000. That amount we have to calculate now. How much he has to pay? Something. See now 13,000 TV he is buying. Shopkeeper has not told him with respect to tax. That is what he has to add to that, right? Usually it does not come like that, children. You will get the actual price only along with the tax. That is what I explained to you in the beginning of the lesson. Into 13,000. So just multiply that. You get 1560 rupees. Therefore, the last sales price or selling price, anything, is equal to sales tax plus price of TV. Sales tax is how much? 1560 plus 13,000. So finally he has to pay 14,560. This is the actual TV cost. This was a very simple sum. So whenever sales tax divided tax comes, you have to actually add to the given bill. The next one. Ninth one. Or next one. Arun bought a pair of skates at sale where discount given was 20%. If the amount he pays is 1600, find the mark price. So they have only mentioned that he bought it for some amount and when the discount was 20%. But what is that amount? So let us consider that. Let the marked price be rupees 100. So what was discount? Discount was 20%. If discount was 20%, means we consider for rupees 20, no? Because for 100 we have considered. Selling price will be mark price minus discount, not plus discount. Discount is subtracted always. So selling price is 100 minus 20. How much? Rupees 80. Now, if marked price is 100 on a discount of 20%, selling price is 80. Check here now. If the amount he pays, if the selling price is 1600 on the same discount, what is the marked price he will pay for the goods? So marked price is equal to 100 into 1600 divided by 80. 2 8 ones are 8 twos are. So marked price he pays for the goods is, actual marked price for the goods was how much? 2000. On 20% discount he paid it how much? 1600. Okay. Similar is the next one. I purchased a hairdryer for rupees 5,400 including VAT. That means this is what usually the shopkeeper gives you. He'll tell 5,400 is for the hairdryer, VAT included. Now that means in your bill you will get a bifurcation. This much is VAT amount, this much is the actual price, and total it comes up to 5,400. But I would like to know what was the price before the VAT was added. So let us consider that for this type of a sum. Let the original price or the mark price we consider. Let the mark price be rupees 100. Okay. Then next is what? According to them is they have added the VAT. VAT is equal to 8. For rupees 100 it is 8. Now selling price including VAT is equal to 100 plus 8 is equal to rupees 108. Is it very clear? That means I am getting the instrument for, I am getting the thing for 108 rupees including VAT. If I consider 100 is the mark price. Now write the question. Now mark price for VAT of 8% selling price. If mark price is 100 with 8% of VAT, if I add to this, the selling price including the VAT will be 108. If it is 5,400 including VAT, what is the mark price? Original price before this. Cross multiply. Original price, that is mark price, is equal to 100 into 5,400 divided by 108. 2 5s are 2 4s are. Cancel with this. 2 5s are 10, 0. 54 1s are 100s are. So original price is 5,000. Give the conclusion that the price before the VAT added for the hair dryer was rupees 5,000. Now this is similar sum where they have given one question with respect to GST. Usually that's what I had told you, right? VAT was the old system. The new system what we follow is the GST part. The same thing what we have to do. Let's do it here only, children. I'll just rub this part which is not required. So GST part it is, I will rub it here, right? Okay, 11th one, it's the same sum. An article was purchased for rupees 1,239 including GST of 18%. Find the cost of the article before the GST was added. Let the mark price be 100 and GST be rupees 18 we'll consider. So selling price including GST is 118 rupees. So if the mark price and GST of 18% what I add to that, if the mark price is 100, selling price is 118 rupees with 18% GST. If mark price, beginning price if I want to know with the same GST, but what price am I getting it? 1239. Cross multiply. Mark price is equal to 100 into 1239 divided by 118. So 2 5s are 10, 2 9s are 18. So 2 5s are 10, 0. This goes with 59 table. Do this 59 table division here. 1, 2, 3, 9. 59. 2s are, I think 3s are will not come. 118. Remainder is 59. 59 1s are 59. 0. 1s are 21. 21 into 50 will give you how much? 1050. Therefore, the price of the article before the GST was added is rupees 1050. Simple sums. Also, there are some worked examples on this. I would like you all to solve these examples so that you will have an idea of these type of sums. And the next exercise in the next session would be about compound interest and simple interest.